Hey, so have we met? I'm not sure if we have or haven't, but if we haven't, my name is David Souders, and welcome to Cocina de la Souders, also known as my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you a recipe that's really special to me. It's actually really simple to make, but it's also for a food that I'm gonna guess is probably one of your favorites. We're talking about pizza. But it's not just any old pizza. Today we're talking about an Easter pizza. Bear with me, I want to show you how easy this is to make and why my family has been making it every Easter for over 10 years. You ready? Let's get started. All right, the Easter pizza has 4 basic ingredients. You have the crust, toppings, the sauce, and the cheese. Let's start with the crust. For today, I'm gonna use this simple tortilla, but you can use any form of crust that you like. Now, usually, pizza crusts have some form of yeast or leavening agent in them to make them rise. As I think about Easter, I'm reminded of Jesus dying on the cross for my sins, and this crust is kind of like a picture of some of that sin. You see, the Bible teaches us that sin is like leaven in bread, and just a little bit of it can leaven an entire loaf of bread. Funny thing though is you can't really see the leaven. See? It's just buried throughout the crust. Some of our sin is like that. You can't directly see it, but it's there. This is the stuff inside of you and inside of me. It's the envy, the jealousy, lustful thoughts, pride, even worshiping something or someone other than the one true God himself. The hidden stuff that no one else knows about except you and God himself, which leads us to ingredient 2. The toppings. You and I sin in ways that sometimes can be seen, or at least the consequences can be. Now, I'm going to use pepperoni for my sin, but you can use anything that you want. So what sin can we see? Well, have you ever cheated on a test? Have you talked back to a parent or a teacher? Have you picked a fight or been mean, told a lie or gossiped or stole something? Fill in the blank. We've all got something, me, you, everyone. No one's exempt. And when I see these toppings on the crust, I'm reminded of another teaching in the Bible that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and that the wages of that sin is death. Which brings us to ingredient number 3, the sauce. Now, the Bible teaches us that without the shedding of blood, there can be no forgiveness of our sins. Now, this is where you gotta stick with the red marinara kind of sauce. When God sent his son Jesus to die on the cross for our sins, his blood was shed for us. He took our place, and our sin was covered by his blood. And we can receive forgiveness from our sins. So let's just go ahead and cover up some of this sin, eh? By the way, this is a lot easier to do with 2 hands. I'm not holding a camera. But his blood covers our sins, which, that's really helpful for us. The Bible teaches us that if we confess our sins, he's faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness, which brings us to the final ingredient, the cheese, the yummy white cheese. And you know what? We're just going to cover the whole thing with that. It's kind of a picture of what it means to be, purified and made clean. Just like what happens when we find forgiveness through Jesus. The Bible teaches us that if we confess with our mouth that Jesus is the Lord and believe in our hearts that God raised him from the dead, we'll be saved. And it's true. It's not just true on Easter, but it's true on any day. Do you know Jesus that way? I really hope you do. All right, now let's go ahead and get this thing cooked. We're gonna go ahead and get it into our preheated oven. You can choose a time and temperature that work best for your chosen crust. And as I place this in the oven, I'm reminded that after Jesus died on the cross, he was buried in a tomb, and he was there for 3 days, but he didn't stay there. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this glass because I can't put that in the oven too. I'll try not to keep that in there for 3 days though. We'll check back on it. You know, on that third day, something special happened. Jesus rose from the dead. He came out of that tomb. And that's something really worth celebrating. When I celebrate or have a party, I like eating pizza. So I think I'm gonna do that. I hope you enjoy celebrating by eating some pizza too. Take care.